Have you ever woken up between 3 and 5 in the morning, feeling the stillness of the world around you? That silence, my friends, is not empty. It is alive. It is a sacred invitation from life itself. The hours before dawn hold a power that most of us overlook, a power to set the tone for your entire day, to unlock doors you didn't even know existed, and to speak to the deepest corners of your soul. There is a profound significance in the hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., a time often overlooked by the world, but deeply recognized by the heart that seeks purpose and direction. Waking up during these hours is not merely a random occurrence. It is a subtle yet powerful invitation from life itself, from a higher order that orchestrates the rhythms of our days and the flow of our destiny. When you awaken in these quiet hours, it is as though the universe pauses and whispers directly to your spirit, urging you to pay attention, to listen, and to align with the moment that has been prepared just for you. It is a time when the distractions of daily life are absent, when the mind is uncluttered and the soul is most receptive. In this sacred stillness, you are offered an opportunity to step into a rhythm of existence that is in harmony with divine timing, a rhythm that allows you to act with clarity, to perceive with insight, and to move with purpose. Many fail to recognize the value of these early hours because they are accustomed to following the world's clock, rather than attuning themselves to the subtle signals of life. Yet, those who are aware understand that timing is never accidental. Every great transformation, every moment of breakthrough begins when we position ourselves in alignment with the invisible currents of destiny. To wake up during this sacred window is to participate in a flow beyond human comprehension, to access a period when intuition is heightened, when prayers seem to carry a weight of authority, and when ideas and solutions can surface effortlessly. The hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. are not merely early. They are chosen, consecrated, and alive with potential. In them the mundane is stripped away, leaving a space where your heart, your mind, and your spirit can converge and receive the guidance that has always been waiting for you. It is not a coincidence if you find yourself awake at this hour, feeling a stirring within that urges you to rise and pay attention. It is a call to recognize that time itself is a gift, and that divine timing is a subtle, often silent, architect of your life. Those who embrace it discover that the moments of quiet are not empty, but filled with opportunities, revelations, and the gentle unfolding of paths that were always meant to be taken. Waking up at this hour becomes an act of participation in a greater order, an acknowledgement that life is not random, that there is a rhythm to every heartbeat, a timing to every prayer, and a moment when everything aligns for your benefit. The early hours of the morning, particularly between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., hold a quiet unlike any other time of the day. In these moments the world is still, the noise of life has faded, and the heart is given space to breathe deeply. This is a time designed for reflection, a sacred pause where you can step away from the endless demands of your surroundings and turn inward. In the calm of these hours, you are invited to connect with your inner self, to observe the thoughts that arise without judgment, and to contemplate the direction of your life with clarity. When the world sleeps, distractions vanish, and the mind becomes a mirror in which the soul can see itself. It is in this stillness that profound insights emerge, where challenges appear in perspective, and where the burdens carried during the day can begin to lighten. The quiet does not merely soothe the senses, it opens a door to understanding, to self-awareness, and to the kind of inner peace that transforms how you face the rest of your day. Reflection in these early hours is more than a habit. It is a spiritual practice. It is the act of observing your life with intentionality, of asking the important questions without the interference of external noise. Why am I here? What truly matters to me? Where am I headed? And what must I release to move forward? The answers may not come immediately, but the very act of sitting in quiet contemplation aligns your heart with the truth that already exists within you. This peace, born from reflection, is not fragile. It is grounding. It provides the foundation from which decisions can be made with wisdom, relationships can be approached with compassion, and actions can be taken with purpose. In the serenity of these early hours, you are reminded that life is not solely about movement and activity, but about presence and awareness, about connecting with the essence of who you are and who you are becoming. To embrace these moments of peace is to cultivate a sanctuary within yourself, a refuge that remains unshaken by the chaos of the outside world. Here, in this sacred space, clarity replaces confusion, calmness replaces anxiety, and strength emerges from stillness. The act of rising early to reflect is a declaration that you value your inner life, that you understand the necessity of tending to your spirit before engaging with the demands of the day. It is a deliberate step toward self-mastery, toward living intentionally, and toward walking each day with a sense of balance and purpose that cannot be achieved when the world around you dictates. Your rhythm, the hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., have long been regarded as a sacred time, a time when the veil between the seen and the unseen feels thinner, and when the spirit is most receptive to divine connection. Waking during these hours presents a unique opportunity to draw near to the source of life, to speak words that resonate beyond the surface, and to listen with a heart that is fully open. Prayer during this time is not just a routine, it is a powerful encounter, a moment when intention, faith, and stillness converge to create an atmosphere charged with possibility. In the quiet of the early morning, distractions fade, and the mind becomes like calm water, reflecting the truths of the soul back to itself. It is here in this sacred stillness that prayers carry weight, that meditations reach deeper understanding, and that the heart can experience the peace and assurance that the world cannot give. This is the time to lay down fears, worries, and burdens, and to lift the spirit in trust, gratitude, and hope, knowing that your voice, though silent to others, is heard and honored in ways beyond human comprehension. Spiritual connection at this hour is not limited to formal practices. It can be a whispered conversation with the heart, a focused reflection on values and purpose, or a silent alignment with the greater forces of life. It is a time when the soul feels energized, when clarity emerges around choices and direction, and when an inner compass is recalibrated. Many great breakthroughs, moments of insight, and acts of courage are born in these hours because they come from a place of deep connection rather than hurried reaction. To engage in prayer or meditation now is to acknowledge that life is not solely shaped by effort or planning, but by attunement to the higher rhythms that guide every step. The early morning becomes a laboratory for the soul, where intentions are planted, where faith grows quietly, but power. The early hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. are not just a time for quiet and reflection. They are a sacred window for aligning with your highest vision and deepest purpose. When the world is still and distractions are absent, your mind and heart are free to focus on what truly matters. This is the time to step back from the busyness of life and ask yourself profound questions. What am I truly called to do? Am I moving in alignment with my values and goals? What steps must I take today to bring my vision closer to reality? In these hours, clarity emerges because the noise of doubt, fear, and external pressures has been silenced. You are able to see your life not only as it is, but as it can be, and to connect with the potential that lies dormant within you. Vision and purpose are not abstract ideas. They are living forces that guide every decision, every action, and every dream. And this quiet, early morning time provides the perfect environment to hear their call. Aligning with your purpose during these hours requires intentionality. It requires that you rise with a sense of mission, not merely as a routine, but as an act of spiritual discipline and self-awareness. When you take time in the morning to focus on your vision, you set the tone for the entire day, infusing your actions with direction and energy. Your goals become sharper, your priorities clearer, and your motivation stronger. It is in these sacred moments that inspiration often strikes. Ideas, solutions, and insights appear effortlessly because your mind is open, your heart is aligned, and your spirit is attuned to the higher calling that guides your life. This alignment is transformative. It allows you to move with confidence, to make decisions that reflect your values, and to act in ways that are consistent with your long-term vision. Many people drift through life, distracted by obligations, routines, and the expectations of others. They chase temporary satisfaction without ever pausing to connect with the deeper purpose that gives life meaning. But those who embrace the early morning hours discover that vision and purpose are not distant or unattainable. They are always within reach, waiting to be recognized and acted upon. By dedicating these hours to reflection, planning, and intentional thought, you create a rhythm in your life where each day is a step toward fulfillment, where your actions are guided by clarity rather than confusion, and where the path forward becomes illuminated by the light of your own potential. The early hours of the morning, particularly between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., offer a profound opportunity to cultivate gratitude, a practice that has the power to transform not only your mindset but your entire life. In the quiet of these sacred hours, when the world is still and distractions have faded, the heart becomes especially receptive to recognizing the countless blessings that often go unnoticed during the hustle of daily life. Gratitude in these moments is more than a polite acknowledgement. It is a deliberate act of the spirit, a conscious choice to focus on abundance rather than lack, on what is present rather than what is absent. By beginning the day with gratitude, you shift the lens through which you view your life, creating a foundation of positivity, peace, and joy that influences every thought, word, and action that follows. The simple act of acknowledging what you are thankful for sets in motion a ripple effect, touching every area of your existence with clarity, energy, and purpose. Practicing gratitude during these early hours allows you to connect deeply with the present moment. You begin to see that life itself is a gift, that even challenges carry lessons, and that every breath, every heartbeat, and every opportunity is an invitation to embrace the fullness of existence. In this stillness, you can reflect on the people who support you, the experiences that have shaped you, and the small joys that are often overlooked. By expressing gratitude first thing in the morning, you align your heart with positivity, reinforcing a mindset that is resilient in the face of adversity and hopeful in the pursuit of your dreams. It is a conscious decision to focus on what is working, what is growing, and what is moving forward, rather than dwelling on limitations, setbacks, or regrets. Gratitude also cultivates a sense of connection with yourself, with others, and with the unseen forces that guide your life. When you recognize the blessings you have received, you become aware of the interwoven nature of existence, understanding that your life is part of a larger, meaningful tapestry. This awareness fosters humility, compassion, and generosity, qualities that further enrich your day and your relationships. Morning gratitude transforms routine waking into a sacred ritual, an intentional moment to center your mind, heart, and spirit on what is good, true, and life-giving. By making gratitude the first act of your day, you are not merely acknowledging what you have. You are setting the tone for how you will engage with every experience, every challenge, and every opportunity that follows. The early hours of 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. offer a rare and unparalleled opportunity to focus on productivity, a time when the world around you is still, and distractions are virtually non-existent. In this sacred window, the mind is at its sharpest, free from the clutter of daily responsibilities, notifications, and interruptions. It is a moment to step into deliberate action, to direct your energy toward tasks that truly matter, and to make progress in areas that often get postponed during the busyness of the day. Productivity in these early hours is not about hurried activity or empty busyness. It is about intentional action, about channeling your energy toward meaningful endeavors that bring you closer to your goals. The advantage of this time lies not only in its stillness, but in the clarity it provides, allowing you to approach challenges with focus, creativity, and purpose, rather than reaction or distraction. When you dedicate the early morning hours to productivity, you are tapping into a rhythm that aligns your efforts with your highest priorities. These are the moments to work on projects that require concentration, to plan your day with foresight, or to engage in personal growth activities that strengthen your skills and capabilities. By rising before the world wakes, you create a head start, a momentum that carries through the day. Tasks that once seemed daunting or overwhelming can be approached with calm and precision because your energy is concentrated and your mind is undisturbed. Productivity at this hour is less about the quantity of tasks completed and more about the quality of attention you bring to each action. It is about being fully present with your work, giving your best self to the moment, and laying a foundation for consistent achievement. This period also cultivates discipline, a trait essential for long-term success. By committing to rise early and devote time to focused work, you train your mind and body to resist procrastination, to embrace consistency, and to value progress over perfection. The habits formed during these hours ripple through every area of life, reinforcing a pattern of intentional living and goal-oriented action. Productivity in these quiet moments is an expression of respect for yourself and your dreams, a declaration that you will not wait for external circumstances to dictate your pace, but will take charge of your time and energy. Embracing early morning productivity transforms the way you approach your goals, turning ordinary days into purposeful steps toward excellence and ensuring that each action contributes meaningfully to your personal and professional growth. The hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. are often perceived by many as a time of darkness, a period when the world is asleep and shadows feel longer. Yet it is precisely in this quiet that the light within you can shine most brilliantly. These early hours serve as a metaphorical crossroads, a space where inner struggles, fears, and doubts often surface because the distractions of the day are gone, leaving the heart exposed and contemplative. But it is also a sacred opportunity to confront the darkness, to illuminate it with faith, awareness, and deliberate action. When you rise in these hours with intention, you are choosing to face uncertainty not with fear, but with courage. You are choosing to replace anxiety with clarity, despair with hope, and confusion with purpose. The quiet of the morning becomes a canvas upon which you can project the light of your spirit, the light of resolve, and the light of vision that guides every step of your journey. Overcoming darkness in this context is not merely about external circumstances. It is about transforming the internal landscape of your mind and heart. The silence of the early morning allows you to see what is hidden within negative thought patterns, limiting beliefs, and unresolved emotions, and to address them with intention and grace. In these moments, reflection and meditation act as powerful tools to dispel the shadows that may have grown unnoticed during the day. By rising with awareness, you acknowledge that darkness is not permanent, and that your inner light is stronger than any challenge or fear that may arise. Each moment of conscious engagement, whether through prayer, visualization, or journaling, becomes a step toward liberation, a way to bring order to the chaos within, and a method of realigning. Early hours of 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. are not merely a time to observe or reflect. They are a call to action, an invitation to step deliberately into the life you are meant to live. This sacred window offers more than quiet and clarity. It presents a moment to move beyond intention into purposeful, tangible steps. The world may still be asleep, but within you, a fire can awaken, a fire of determination, vision, and courage that propels you forward. It is during this time that the seeds of dreams can be sown with deliberate care, where goals can be defined with precision, and where plans can be made that carry the power to transform your life. Rising in these hours is not simply about waking early. It is about responding to the opportunity before you, embracing the responsibility to act, and recognizing that each day begins with a choice that shapes your destiny. Action in these hours is most powerful because it emerges from a place of stillness, clarity, and focus. Unlike actions taken in haste, under pressure, or amidst distraction, actions born in the early morning are intentional, guided by purpose, and aligned with your deeper values. This is the moment to prioritize, to strategize, and to move forward with confidence because your mind is clear, your energy is undisturbed, and your heart is attuned to what truly matters. Every small step taken during this sacred time compounds over days and weeks, building momentum, reinforcing discipline, and creating a rhythm of consistent progress. It is in these early hours that ordinary plans can be transformed into extraordinary outcomes, because the foundation of action is rooted in presence and intention rather than urgency or obligation. The invitation to action also extends beyond personal gain. It is a call to engage with life fully, to contribute positively to the world around you, and to bring light, service, and purpose to those in your sphere of influence. The early morning becomes a laboratory for growth, a time to cultivate habits, to sharpen skills, and to prepare mentally, emotionally, and spiritually for the challenges and opportunities ahead. By choosing to act in these hours, you are embracing responsibility for your own life and your own potential, recognizing that change begins with a single, deliberate step. Every day offers countless chances to defer, to wait, or to remain passive, but the hours before dawn remind you that greatness is claimed by those who respond, who rise, and who act while the world still sleeps.